بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. In the name of God, the Merciful, the Beneficent, all prayer and praise is due to the Prophet Muhammad and his holy household. Continuing with the purifiers, the second purifier is the sun. Now the sun does not purify everything. However, it purifies anything that is fixed to the ground, such as buildings, walls, so on and so forth. However, it does not purify doors, wood, trees, or their leaves from the things that are on the earth. So we have to differentiate between things that are that are rooted into the ground, so to speak, and things that are on the earth. Trees here do not fall within the things that are in the earth. Now this here as an obligatory precaution. So we'll read it again. The second purifier is the sun. It purifies anything that is fixed to the ground, such as buildings, walls, and so on. However, it does not purify doors, wood, trees, or their leaves from the things that are on the earth, as an obligatory precaution. Also, there must be no presence of that which is intrinsically najis. The moisture must be gone, and the dryness must be as a result of sunshine, meaning that there's not a factor, the drying is not a factor of the wind and so on and so forth. So let's give an example. Say that there is urine on a wall or blood on a wall. First and foremost, the intrinsically najis itself, so the urine itself must be gone. Second thing is that the drying of that najis has to be contributed to sunshine, not to the other atmospheres and what have you. The third purifier is the disappearance of the intrinsically najis from the inside of the human, such as the nose and the mouth and the body of an animal. Therefore, the removal of the blood from the inside of the mouth, the nose, and the ear dictates their purity without the necessity for purifying them through water. Likewise, the body of an animal, it simply becomes pure by the disappearance of the intrinsically najis. So if you get a nosebleed, you don't have to actually go into your nostrils and clean them with water. The simple disappearance of the blood itself renders it purified. The fourth purifier is earth. It purifies the bottom of the foot and the bottom of the shoes by walking or by wiping the foot or the shoes on the earth itself, under the condition that the intrinsically najis is removed as a result of walking or of wiping the bottom of your foot or the bottom of your shoes on the earth itself, and not another reason. So you can't, take off your shoes, remove the intrinsically najis, and then walk, and consider now has become purified. No, the intrinsically najis must be removed as a result of walking or wiping on the ground itself. Our fifth purifier is subsequence, meaning that an impure object becomes pure by means of purifying in association, such as the container of wine which turns into vinegar becomes pure by the wine turning into vinegar, or the hand of the individual that's washing something najis garb, for example, with qalil water. As a result of the garb becoming pure, the hand of the individual also becomes pure. I think that's rather clear, does not need explanation. Our sixth purifier is Islam, and it purifies the disbelievers from being the disbelievers who are considered najis from being so. Our seventh purifier is the absence of a Muslim and the child who differentiates between halal and haram, between right and wrong. Now, you'll hear this a lot, the child who differentiates, and that refers to a child who understands the halal and haram, the obligation and the obligations upon them, and they take actions to refrain from them. So their absence So an adult, a grown Muslim, and the absence of a child who differentiates, their absence dictates that whatever they've had on them has now been pure. So let's give an example. So for example, if I am wearing this and this is najis and I know it's najis and you know it's najis as a companion of mine, and I leave you for a period of time which you can discern during that period of time that I could have purified. So I leave you for about a day or for about 8 hours, and I come back wearing the same garb. Well, you can understand the fact that during that time I had the possibility of purifying my abaya, my garb. And that you would expect of me as a Muslim to have done that, because as a Muslim, it is not befitting of a Muslim to walk around in najis clothes. So you could assume that that absence, I took measures to purify whatever I have with me that is najis. So again, the absence of a Muslim and the child who differentiates between halal and haram, if his or her cloth or themselves or anything in their possession becomes najis, then they leave your presence, you would consider the mutanajjis pure due to the possibility of them purifying what is in question. Rather clear, I believe. The eighth purifier is intiqal, or transfer, such as the transfer of human blood to a mosquito, or any animal which are not commonly known to have blood, such as mosquitoes, bugs, so on and so forth. These are certain animals, certain creatures who are not considered to have their own blood. If a mosquito sucks the blood of a human, or an animal for that matter, that has gushing blood, of course, an animal that has gushing blood, and we've explained gushing blood in the past. If the mosquito is then killed, the blood within the mosquito is now considered pure. So if the animal of this mosquito sucks the blood from a human, and the blood has been within the mosquito, has now settled within the mosquito, and the mosquito is killed, and you see remnants of blood, that is pure. Now, keeping in mind that not automatic, so not while it's withdrawing the blood. So while it's withdrawing the blood, I kill it, that area has now become najis. Why? Because the blood has not taken time to settle within the bug itself. The ninth purifier is istihala, which is the transformation. And if the essence of the impure changes into something completely different, not simply the change of name or description, or the change of its parts, such as if a najis wood, so if you have a piece of wood, if you're camping and there's a piece of log and a dog urinated on that log, if it is burned and turned into ash, this transformation makes the ash pure. So the ash is pure, right? However, the piece of wood itself was najis, but because it has changed from one state to a different state, so from wood to ash, it has now become pure. The 10th purifier is the flowing of blood from an animal who was slaughtered properly in accordance to the Islamic law in normal quantity, meaning that the blood flowing out of a slaughtered animal, now the normal amount, dictates that the blood left within the animal, which does not flow out during the slaughter, is pure. So you've just slaughtered a lamb, and that blood that flew, that gushed out of the animal, that came out of the animal, the normal amount of blood. We see that usually when you take a piece of meat home and you cut it, there's a little bit of remnants of blood left over. That blood is pure, unlike the original blood when the animal is slaughtered. So simply that flow of blood from the animal being slaughtered purifies the blood remaining. Okay, granted that it's a normal amount of blood that flows out. Our 11th purifier is inqilab, or change, such as the change of wine into vinegar. The vinegar becomes pure as a result of that change. So wine itself is najis, it's intrinsically najis. However, when it becomes vinegar, the vinegar is not najis. Our 12th and final purifier is istibra. Now this is specific. Istibra is of an excrement-eating animal specifically. If it is stopped from, or if it is refrained, if you stop that animal from eating excrements, human excrements, what have you, for a period of time, Now, each animal has specific timelines that is explored more in the in-depth books such as Minhaj al-Salihin, to where it is no longer considered an excrement-eating animal. Then it is that animal, the sweat of that animal, the urine of that animal, the excrements of that animal are considered pure. والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين.